no be na ya Nuno Mendes they mostly or no okoka we hu friend say okoka
Vertinia
denye Vertinia Pacho ne
that is the time
Marquinhos.
That is the time Hakimi overlap it. That
always be as
Hakimi overlap it. They know about three back. No come more go ahead.
Onye say onye we mu invention but onye Kukurela.
Me be say invention then I so watch.
Na me be no
invention 3 achire o.
Enye be say left back no. Oba be kan ana full back oba be kan midfield no.
Kukurela have space no kon enu so invention.
Na say anytime me Kukurela boy invention. One Chelsea game last season. Enye ni game bi o ha obo sa for sa 10 that day onye invention. Anytime bia
na obo 10 na eden
enye ni titi
da bi obo 10 na eden
enye anytime bia
you can say bibia invest eden
o dey interest
inversion ye wo de okobo 10
enye
your ball as a center back
and
your ball as a force back
say force back they can be different from Chelsea inversion me this season do me enye ribe Nuno Mendes
Chelsea inversion me explain inversion
na Chelsea asana na can say enye Chelsea inversion
me di Nuno Mendes
onye enu bi ni inversion enye enu bi
ono over normal fullback
or force back you two types do be join attack and do be ban finfin any do be as a center back what I say nti yes a 3 no eno betimi abo and obo overlap.
Right, you will be about the sports arena. Brasso say transna fee. The aka change the Bremo na fi bibia so ekoye e hanum. Within the list or team ni nyina wa ha say na team say time na beat en kakra. But still you be adwuma esan say matches ahodo ho so na wo hwe eye transfers ahodo so twagu. The din nyasam keto akra. From Friday till now games ahodo atumi akoso from the Club World Cup. Ti ebehwe na afi ye de ho mpopoye ni nyina atumi e de abrel. She no say show no ye live. Our street is watching ewo Facebook uko Facebook street is watching and answer ABN Radio 1 ABN Radio 1 ube hu ye ho uko boremu ewo YouTuber MYBET.AFRICA TV MYBET.AFRICA TV and our TikTok so you go on sports.arena.news sports.arena.news and oko kopiemu enso ewo your Telegram account one yes eho and atesa gudie no nkasa dwadie na nkasa ho ne yedi no sports arena SPORTS na watintem kakra na de ARENA arena na wotime wabo ahyem obohyem a uborum pebo mode a na click on the the area we no what I say ya pin no what I say na wamia so na afi watumi ya wada na also watumi I register go register easy 3 steps per na wa register na afi also abeka ho na be aja yetwa adi na bibia so no atumi akoye Club World Cup no enya asem ketu akra enyama aye star bi enye easy ukọ group A me no ka say table ni say na te Palmeiras ewo 4 point saso na Inter Miami wo 4 point Porto ewo 1 point Ali ewo 1 point obi abo 2 matches ukọ group B Botafogo ewo 6 point Paris Saint-Germain ewo 3 point Atletico Madrid ewo 3 point Seattle Sounders for no so ewo 0 point enye easy cra Bayern Munich ewo 6 point Benfica ewo 4 point and Boca Juniors ewo 1 point Auckland City omoni B Group D Flamengo ewo 6 point Chelsea ewo 3 point Esperance ewo 3 point and Los Angeles ewo 3 points. Group E River Plate 4 point Inter Milan so shepa one Orowa rest enyasem keto apa last kick of the game and omudi share 2-1 enyasem keto akra honum omuso 4 point and Montreal for no so no ewo 2 point Orowa Reds ewo 0 honum. Group F Fluminense 4 Dortmund ɛwɔ 4, Sundowns ɛwɔ 3, ɛna Japan Motors for no. Korea Ausens for no so ɛwɔ 0. Juventus ɛwɔ 6 point, Man City was 6 point, WAC ɛne are in 0 point. Real Madrid ɛwɔ 4 point, RB Salzburg so wɔ 4, ɛna Al Hilal ɛwɔ 2, Pachuca ɛwɔ 0. Ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa koraa ɛwɔ hɔ nom. Na wohwɛ ɛyɛ resource na ndra Man City anadwo no ɔkye ɛyɛ for bɔ ne nsia, ɔbɔ mu nsia. River Plate ɛne Monterrey bɔ 0-0. Juventus kye WAC ɛbɔ no ɛyɛ 4-1. Real Madrid ɛkye Pachuca bɔ no 3-1. Ɛna ɛyɛ Salzburg ne Al Hilal. Saa game winner was Al Hilal to me winning. Paul ɔmo bɔɔyɛ no na ɔmo deserve sɛ ɔmo bɛ lose saa match no, but ɔmo lose. Bayern Munich ɛhyɛ ɛyɛ Boca Juniors 2-1. Sundowns, Mamelodi Sundowns ɛhyɛ miɛnsa ɛma ɛyɛ Dortmund hyɛ 9. Inter Milan hyɛ mienu ɛma Orowa Reds ɛhyɛ mienu. Fluminense hyɛ 9 ɛma Ulsan nso hyɛ mienu ɛwɔ hɔ nom. Na Friday games no Paris Saint-Germain tena fie anaasɛ ɔtena hɔ ma Botafogo hyɛ ne baako. Benfica hyɛ Auckland ɛyɛ City 4 ɛna Chelsea lose to Flamengo 3-1 ɛna Esperance ɛhyɛ ɛyɛ Los Angeles 1-0. So these are the results ɛbaa mu ɛwɔ ɛyɛ wohwɛ ɛyɛ Club World Cup na me no ka sɛ deɛ wotimi sɛ nya asɛm keto akora transfer news no bebre na atwagu but before then no yɛbɛdi kan akɔ ɛyɛ MYBET education yɛwia na afei yɛbɛhwɛ transfers na yɛbɔwura mu ɛwɔ results ahodoɔ. There is a particular trend mebobɔ we no nyinaa wotimi sɛ group South American teams no yɛden woman, especially the Brazilian teams, no woman. You can clearly see that Obi Anshe then 6 point so Obi Benya 6 point as our team no. It's ultimu say yes, Oma who they know was ropa. Even Boca Juniors, any River Plate so umufi a year Argentina so aburum no most performance no and yasem keto akra a jabrane papa honoma. Enye fedi agro money man yen hwe MYBET education na fe ye me hwe transfers no
yeah list to chia hwe phone na nei MYBET.AFRICA na aso ya sense na edi show we den ebebro na unim se MYBET de ho na platform so pese office omo pe na time bi ebetena ha e ka se omo no me betting platform utwa bet na wodi a omo send you message kwa alert o se usike bi aba beto mo nti bra na be yi nti nei upe baby etwa bet MYBET.AFRICA. Registration is very simple. Uko www.MYBET.AFRICA. Top right corner obi hu circle BIN green umia so registration. 3 steps simple. Phone number, the audio mobile money transaction. Next one your username, now for your password. No umia register. Normal send you verification code. Now they verify your account na BBA to me then akoyi. Nti register na ko ka MYBET ebusuano. FIFA Club World Cup here course year fiscal papa. Omo the options say ba no mo boost bi no mo say my aka bonus no mo my bet builder into with options we minimum identity a won so ntimi fiscal e o MYBET.AFRICA nti na register na won so be join ni ebusua no na odds any bibi e be che wa hai won so wetimi enye bi no wetimi fiscal e o MYBET.AFRICA.
Right, it MYBET in common na yeguso a yedi no. Yes, MYBET in common yeguso a yeden yedi no nya de enanye is the cry ya ye shine pa nya ze mketo team say yes by the fireside nya ze mketo mu menhwe eye transfer news no ya ye mbonramu transfer news no and e team say yes Bakula sana na start season with Paris Saint-Germain na desire do e betumi ebe yi ni floor na man for no say opportunity aba sen komo kwa kofa no but and Paris Saint-Germain say hwe nya de on be allow ma abrante na free ho ultimately on person strengthening on team especially from defense or no Zabani and mo fan de now aba team so mo finfin de solid na dodo na bisa say abrante friend vetin so process ya asembe na beba are they getting a test squad on between in their face? Yes, they might negotiate the French league, but people would match up against a team in Europe.
Yeah.
Any idea there? They say Botafogo for not show how to stop them. Any idea? And they did exactly what teams be to say PSV, Arsenal at some point last season near the they will have to make their squad young share almost transfers in a crana fee. I say Barcelona cover Kola which is Akra means not Chelsea in the dinner cheaper and now
the Swedish Messi.
Yeah, also to see a kind of Marco Piega. Oprama no to Chelsea and Cosan say Basa for Aquafana na and no man for business Rashford the him so copium Basa and Nico Williams likely so be Basa. Then this young boy so also are joining. Is it that maybe they are looking and say they will need somebody to replace Abrante friend Lewandowski? Because Lewandowski age near they know. They would need somebody, and Rashford in him so he can play through the wings. Any idea? So we will look at all these dynamics. Now for you, they are catching to me at the Abramo. Therefore, Mesa Makwa Babiam. The entry transfers and the among who near the entry. Man United, they no more trying. Liverpool, they are doing the right things at the right time near there.
The starting free Paris Saint-Germain. Na yenimse Bracola na we kwa scale ya be mu no nimse kwan bia so no ebia ni game time ebe den ebe kofem because on that left wing position ho eno obon ho modern wo ena kwa scale and so aba. So the idea for Luis Enrique no person or try that's Bracola from the right wing position, but also no so the style of play no a fitting especially so cartoon and no take players honor e don't think desire dey etimberem ti no hwe se kwan bia so no betimi nya team bia aboa he will be their main target man on that way left wing position but in Paris Saint-Germain for Amanati I say still or can team no and now Muhuni say he is one key player moving forward and he will become so good for the team, especially person build a team French league no say kind ni gin there ejino mo so mo anu belusu but when he gets into the Champions League say him say competition no masesa no you be playing more games, so playing more games you need quality in every aspect. Paris Saint-Germain team wo sha their problems is here no their bench say players be more they will fit in so well with the players are more first 11 you home game against Botafogo with the likes of João Neves more intimate starting they struggled a bit interne say Vitinha pra João Neves pra and Mendes pra their replacement they back there are a lot of question marks about it intinu who say obi say Lucas Hernandez and be mu for reference Nuno Mendes performance na nkoye interne they are looking at adding quality and no they are not looking at letting some of their key players also leave to say Bracola interne more say ne mama na tia say kwan bia so no he will be in the team and he will part of the team say about ma Luis Enrique headache how he can make him happy and also be part of the team say their performance ne betimi aden akoye ene yet sin komo Daniel Bedi Mudri kun komo ha say player band ni nyama ene yate asem de say na nyama keka ko no by the end of this week ebia na Paul Pogba obetimi assign ama team friend Monaco na ohwe Pogba performance or Dan Edi from Man United to Juventus or back to Man United or a player bia you can't complete midfielders or yes type of players obetimi ama goals or be more assist or be more passing range in the tackles ni bibia ene opeso otimi de Monaco team ne boa ebia reviving the career interne Monaco for person mo sign no but term no na me dey here because in him mostly players free this test mumu be mu a omo time person more long term so ene Monaco so betimi ama no 2 years na wetimi aye ne ho abo performance timi ko ye ne any club be mu a be benefit Monaco because there will be a transfer fee omenya GDA wo player ni mo mama ne kwan ene with that transfer fee they will be able to get player Feno Pogba out of their team and also make some money to get other players in. Pep Guardiola kasa was in the squad ye nim say nkofo ka ne squad ho asem say Man City squad ma build this season and wedding additions or my any one or two players or my back from injury ni performance and wedding but in the squad ni so any kwan bia so there will be players in the team and they will be leaving. Players in the team leaving, I'm a question about Besi Gundogan. So, you name him so about Barcelona from Barcelona as a free agent. So about the Man City team. No, but Pep Guardiola, Galatasaray for about the Bopun. Gundogan, those say or German international, but ne, Usheni Chika Krana or Turkey background Kakra. Interne, any more say Galatasaray for this car about the fan. Man City are free. So with any amount, they will be able to get him to Galatasaray. Something for you, no bet me aboa mom and Yama Akoye. Tio Hernandez on a Ali lad conversation nasa ababium na ene ni age and I laugh for any age because o many a positive conversation with you and this even though no person dey go FIFA Club World Cup no but o energy say there be o person obo Europe still but na o hwe say Atletico be fa no but sisi anse ni anyama keka akọ no and the Robertson mum na betimi akọ Atletico into o hwe ni options AC Milan na bia na o enye bia mbo into ene I lad for hwe say kwan bia so they put in a lot of pressure to make sure so betimi atwe na ba FIFA Club World Cup no there is another window betimi register players wo into ene omo hwe says how window ni bia they can get him part of their team and he'll be able to perform so well ama add lad going forward Bibedi Nicolas Jackson won komo ha said there are possibilities say obetimi move away from Chelsea if there is a good offer and nyama and recent game on boy no that was his birthday na odinya red card and ama the conversation about be more on say Juventus I inquire about Nicolas Jackson Aston Villa monso hwe so betimi na Nicolas Jackson then Galatasaray but there is one player Chelsea for at this moment omasan resurface on that particular player biom that is player friend Kolo Muani Chelsea hwe say as Juventus for ebi omo person omo keep boy no be call back to Paris Saint-Germain there they can enter into the race maybe a loan deal for Kolo Muani or look as a scanning at the back or they can now go in and purchase him where Kolo Muani profile now yes he's one player he comes closer to the profile on or Kitike Muni we so if he comes at a cheaper cost maybe they can go in for him but with me Kolo Muani transfer I think there is nothing new or the Barbican this Chelsea team no he's a good player on the ball he's good in the air but the decision making at the back especially the final third decision making to obey passable on in time maybe obetimi ashegu and obey finding who in the box no as of now I think the Chelsea said they will add another striker then they need to add an experienced striker which the conversation will go around Victor Gyökeres and also Victor Osimhen in Chelsea say if they are looking at adding a new striker with Jackson Hunsen and Semeba in his last 4 games with me 2 red cards which for a striker is very bad in they are looking at if they add another striker maybe Kolo Muani is the name they are discussing internally but from now to mid-July no we'll see what Chelsea are trying to do with them.
So if Kolo Muani no a player what does he offer?
Okay so Usha Kolo Muani Ebani pace he gives you that pace Ebani ball striking ability he's there and now in the air or a good or a striker be meet me aka say me dey to be the Premier League ni who meet me aka say the style of player e bia ne structure ni be betima ma me beat Isaac style no obe drop ya be bobo ni bi he's good in the box he's good in the air o ma be bia but on say he's not matured enough especially when it comes to the game into the final decision making boy maybe striker's instincts or bebo ne ba no he tries to take his time and decide on it on a good spell Juventus in his first few games on a good spell under Mota the new coach the fixer be muno na or na say lone players no or person bench no but that is the team players na ka so more na nunti no drop a form no but now in the FIFA Club World Cup we now 1 or 2 chances to share good goals he's a very good quality player so buy into the Chelsea setup now profile na Maresca Peno yes he fits that Ekitike mu any way any other players at Chelsea show no but that decision making now that striker's ability now Chelsea Peno Leon Delap, Nicolas Jackson, even though said they are out there, but Chelsea he has that box to box finisher, and I think Kolo Muani adding up to Nicolas Jackson, Liam Delap is just the same players now, so it wouldn't be anything extraordinary, but it would just be another player coming in to compete and also fight for that particular position.
Okay.
Yeah. Listo. I mean, yeah, for now. I think that there's a lot of transfer speculations cause so let's start with Barca there no with Rooney Banji deal no I mean okay this boy 2 years ago about the European limelight not Chelsea a lot of clubs wanted to sign him in fact Oko the Scandinavian countries for now he's a player people believe he's the next Lionel Messi and quite unfortunate that season I think the 2022-2023 season that was where Unyada anterior crucial ligament ACL or missing almost all the season and he came back and Obayano he's been playing or started for the Mundo back I mean in fact only put to 4-3 come on player and this is a left-footed player in fact Washa Selame Yama Niwa Basa are finding it very difficult to find someone to replace him. And you see, to get a winning team, any team in my country, to get a winning team, you have to have the squad depth.
Yeah.
Right now, what's your last season? Almost all the games are Barca Lucy and Barca. We're trailing at halftime. Where games are Lami Yamal started. Obekai that defeat to Osasuna. So I give me a semi bet. Lami Yamal didn't start, but when Obe Mununa are late. So this guy, a player, Barca feels like he has the potential to become one of the best creators or wingers in the game. 2 million a bargain for them, and despite the fact that they are going to lose a player bit say Ansu Fati and a lot of players right now. Uchake Inaki Nimiana Nico Williams report if you heard say the local room ewo Bilbao okako empty in the local room, and his keen say obeko, but Atletico Bilbao for no what they don't want to say they prefer selling the boy outside Spain because they don't want to see the boy, because in fact they know say Nico Williams extending the contract in Momoya say last season, but they are pleading through Ninya Inaki Williams, who is part of the team's leadership, say and Carlis Omoma Omunyano Entina for now because he's part of our plans for the next season. But the boy wants to go, and Barcelona are doing everything possible. Say they will trigger a release clause. And now whatever Atletico Bilbao is doing is either they increase the release clause to bear 60 million, then they will pick the boy, and the boy in wages is now open. So the Bilbao are not even ready to meet that wages. So in terms of personal terms in the BBR, the guy is ready with Barcelona. So in terms of the right wing and the left wing, Barcelona are sorted for the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, because he can, even Inaki can, Nico can also play where Lami Yamal is playing.
That is what I'm going to say. When these two players are available, just like how our Omobo for a Spain national team, but they also have Rune Banji, who can also play as a number 10 and also as a winger, left-footed player. Our friend say he's the Swedish Messi. And then this is a boy. Now man for scouting for a while or prior or buy and they put over and they decom as a no scouting 2 million the wages, everything is possible. But now Barcelona has to let a lot of players go able to register Nico Williams and all other players. She also saying they one Garcia, their goalkeeper number. And Yami Adma and then Kosi Wednesday. Luis coach Hansi Flick and the goalkeeper Marc-Andre ter Stegen ever have a face-to-face meeting, because already when ter Stegen prior was that Barca team for almost 10 years. O prior Kofa goalkeeper in the wages says nearby. Also decided say after coming back from retirement, he's not going back to retirement again because of the spell with Barcelona last season. And then Kofa one Garcia, but another young and exciting goalkeeper. Almost all the top clubs in Europe no be happen. However, it means that he also is coming to play. So ter Stegen is one of the players Barcelona want to relieve from wage bill also. And face-to-face meeting on Hansi Flick will be something that will be very crucial for him. In fact, there's been that tension say Hansi Flick and ter Stegen, they don't have some because of the German national team. We got to a time when even Manuel Neuer cry any pick of Bema ter Stegen and a lot of things and also on. And they Barca for us, they Quebec, as I said, they have 5 center backs and they have to relieve one. And Bakuno Bekono coach decided between Christensen and Brandt and the Ronald Araujo. He believes that Araujo leadership experience will be very key for only team next season. So
and also La Masia boy.
Yes, so they have to let Christensen also go. And the Ansu Fati, they say agreement in our cousin say Barcelona has to agree say they will have to pay some of the wages for Monaco. That is the only thing that Estoli Monaco deal. No? Because the wages are Ansu Fati, Monaco are not ready to meet that. And the only deal like Bitman striking is that Barcelona would have to agree to pay some of the wages for Ansu Fati for a Monaco team. Do you Barca team now? They would have to, offload some 1 or 2 key players or more wages in order to register these guys are on Beba. And a list to actually in Sky Sports and Sky Italia. And there's this journalist that reporting my sky. Me Nidine skipping me kakra. They are reporting say Nicholas Jackson is not for sale as far as Chelsea board no concerned. And I think that I have a message for the Chelsea fans and also Mikel Obi. The kind of project in Chelsea for a year. Me anytime Yana Meka. One, we lost to Flamingo. And it's not the first time at Chelsea lose to this Southern America. I mean, I remember the 2022 over Chelsea J. 2012 at Chelsea J, the UEFA Champions League, FIFA Club World Cup. And you Galatians next year Chelsea. Corinthians. And you see, this season, you know, Oshe Pamares.
Leviticus. Leviticus.
Oshe a very say Bufatago for no. Oshe Pamares. Now Oshe the Flamingo. There's this thing that just the Brazilian clubs are playing, and you see, me I don't know why. Man, I said Brazil clubs no matter. Brazil they are league no. These are leagues they sign players, play be free Europe no go straight, and their players from the Brazil league no. When they come to Europe, they almost bash straight into the European setup. Straight into the European setup team. Vinicius Junior and Rodrigo straight from Brazil. And yes, some calling Colono straight to Real Madrid, and they become instant starters. Neymar. In fact, they've been producing talent day in day out. Who check it? A friend is saying, players are imagine the Ballon d'Ors. Most of them in every. And in fact, for the last 20 years, that monopoly between Messi and Ronaldo. Messi will end South American, Ronaldo European. In fact, Ronaldo go put him in every Brazil. So with these players, they tactically and they are very good. But now, what I want the Chelsea fans to know and say.
If you say my mobile players in be boy na.
This is not before they game me boss and bombs. They have Danilo. They have
Danilo. Yes.
Players are on both to the highest level.
Jorginho.
And they have Jorginho.
European best midfielder.
And in fact, coach a former Chelsea player.
Yeah.
A very young coach. And you see, I did American say the Chelsea fans we have to be patient. The kind of pressure demand these young boys, early days yet, and in fact, these young players, Adibakwa Chelsea young say say we lack that consistency. And you see, the anytime be a Mekan Jackson I think that Mikel Obi or Ordinary Jackson so too much, and he has to stop it. Ordinary Jackson so too much, as if say Jackson ye strike be say season because we know 2 goals. There were seasons DJ Drogba was scoring 5 goals in over 24 games for Chelsea. Mikel Obi. We saw Mikel Obi at Chelsea. It got to a time now Chelsea fans obiaja Mikel Obi. Say a book game no Mikel Obi but no obiaja because he friend back pass master. So whatever he is doing, and anytime you attack, I think that's about 2 personal. And Oyamana obvious say he wants his countryman Obi to say Osimhen to come to Chelsea. Intina say anytime be ordinary AC boy. So I'm not saying say Nicholas Jackson, whatever he's doing for Chelsea, at the apex level, and now the right thing.
But red card, needless attitude on there. You see,
come on, be my point. I'll come there. But Madden say, he's been attacking the boy.
How is he attacking?
My man, come on. Oh, make you point. Let me make my point. Let me make my point. Let me make my point. You don't have to ask me a question. Let me make you point. Also, be a question. Let me make my point. One, since DJ Drogba, Listo, since Oba Chelsea in the early 2000s, even when DJ Drogba was there, Chelsea signing 10 strikers. In fact, Oba now was it Chris Pumomo Mukolo Mbaina 10 strikers. DJ Drogba had only 2 peak seasons. 2 peak seasons are all share over 30 goals. Apart from that, that was in 2009 and 2009 and 2007. Our peak seasons all share more than 30 goals across all competition and even all share more than 20 goals in the Premier League. No other season for DJ Drogba and a Drogba share more than 20 goals or even 15 goals for Chelsea in the Premier League. But the thing is, the standard now, Yasetia my one say club as Chelsea no. You him say about Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea cry the UEFA Champions League. In the Premier League that 2012. Drogba goals was she drew 8. I think it was 5 or 7 goals. But the thing is, we all know that Jackson in the first season under Pochettino in the Premier League, he scored 14 goals. Last season, my 10 goals. That is when O'Pride a lot of things are. You won't say the big chances or saying. And I think about Chelsea for they pet Drogba say even a season that Drogba is not scoring in the final clutch moments, he will give you that. Yeah. And that is why every Chelsea fan be or Chelsea from the early 2000s Abramovich by Biano or believing so high in Drogba. I mean, you got to a time that Chelsea fans cry or they didn't even want to see Drogba playing. You got to a time that striker be a bass or selfish. They were seasons or having a bad season. But you see, Nicholas Jackson red card now DN against Newcastle. After now, or be escape good. Hey, say Jackson T and me and bottom for. I'm not be about top 4 against Flamingo. It's not that you say the red card now Jackson DN and the match Chelsea lose here right into the game. It was first half now. Flamingo for in terms of possession, how they were pressing us, we were finding it very difficult to beat our press. No? And then again, she fought number of 40 passes. So whatever a core game into the second half, especially in the first half, Chelsea now intimate defending loose balls and I intimate defending the back post. So up game now, omo attacking our back post 3 times. Nina either say a bobo nina a resulting corner. In that very game, Flamingo had 8 corners. Out of the 8 corners are a resulting from loose balls are omo intimi and slotting in. Were 5 out of the 8 corners are omunyaye. So how Chelsea lost the game no? Osha, especially Metmaka said not officiating. I said 50-50 balls biano. Now referee Jima Flamingo. So the Chelsea players were complaining. In fact, now share the bench. They were complaining.
A penalty shout.
Yes.
Looking at some of the incidents that happened, it was clear penalty. Osha Madrid ne Ahilal Boa. If that penalty was a penalty, and Osha Madrid game Endra red card as a last man. If that na foul to the extent I was a referee no red card, of course. Yeah. Then Enzo Fernandez, when one foul cry, if say who believe say okay, the contact started outside the 18-yard box, and no the rear box in more. I was so foul, one foul. Any other so the inconsistencies now a one, but then you want to me find Chelsea were poor. Yeah. Giving the balls away. Loose balls, simple pass, pick pass. Now, quite a problem near there.
Yes, and you see, okay, second half changes are Felipe. Yeah, now it was obvious that always they are no more attacking loose balls. From corner, free kick. They have attempts say call loose balls because Chelsea no team defending loose balls. They tried Sahana finally they got the goal and in 6 minutes the second goal so in also ever under loose balls and then Jackson Beamuno. To be very honest, who did that red card against Flamingo? And then the red card against Newcastle now. Newcastle, the end of the say play an air. But when you look at the Flamingo one, typical a red card. No, they and Mitchell say, ball, he was on a Nikita ball.
We are known to me, we are not per se.
Oh, and we are not. You see, he was on a Nikita ball, and 3 players are pressing now. Waiting up to me, no Akaba. So, on the 9 left, no, AC Pega block it. So the contact baby a time play and player no a friend say Flamingo player no e ba so fast. I'm not saying it's a red card. There are instances for no Usi Pega.
There be also the cobon ho.
No, but
when no the call 9 is
there I'm not saying it's a red card.
Ball no.
That's what I say.
Me the picture name my virus.
He didn't lose the ball.
Olusi ball no.
Ball no set players back on was and another player so come so fast. So or person on si peg. But how Opijani Nino was so dangerous and play on the 9 so by. I'm not saying it's a red card because even that game the contact anytime
just one how Opijani Nino he didn't even anticipate go for the ball and then a bufuno and then ma obi a complaining. Some man say okoball no and a player and a war so and a Kutiana
ball no na ball no eda
ball no e wo fe
and na okuta ball no odo na corner player ni mum and e so obasa attack o
na
okuta ball no obasa attack
we hwe So what should I on fan to anyone?
But he's not even looking at the player. That is.
I think who justifies that way.
I'm not justifying saying red card. Let me continue my point.
Statement who justify first. We started with Mikel Obi.
I'm not justifying say boy in a red card. I'm not saying a red card.
The intention
That is the intention. Who intention is he? The boy is under on
also what if baby are born in a baby.
But I'm not saying a red card and a foul. You just have to understand my point.
Say
this red card
committee say but when chino born to the fem and yes born in the wiemo born in the fem at the fem
listen
but baby and no one question as a wiem ball
but you see the player is intercepting
yes ultimate opponent the person within the 9 can ball no and I want from na nko utia no
o the moment
to put me person we na address Mikel Obi win because Obi tie no ate ade am
so let me continue my point
okay
Jackson I mistake Waji red card, but in fact, ni red card no again didn't even influence the game because at that time Obeji red card, Chelsea were still losing.
Hey, ne 2-1. Obey na 2-1.
Obey mu na 2-1.
Yeah, 1-1. If grand first goal so one analyze me here. Jackson fault.
Jackson fault man here then.
The equalizer no. Enye equalizer no. That is 2-1 no. Ono ne maka na share goal.
But the bit I say before even Jackson we were even
but give your team a chance. Give your team a chance.
I'm not
2-1. Give your team a chance.
That red card now JJ didn't even
influence the game.
I influence you lose because already red card ne buy obam na red card. Lose. That's what I'm talking about.
Jackson buy 1-1.
20 minutes.
It's not about time Jackson buy. I'm talking about the red card. I'm not talking about time Jackson.
Time is say 2-1.
A team playing 10 against 11.
Give your team a chance.
That is
because they use only 4 minutes to score and equalize.
Jackson Bell.
What
Jackson Bell. Owura Park no so na that Owura Park no so na I think almost second go na a free kick.
Corner.
Jackson Bell na obam na and I go ni buy. Obam 64 minutes and they go no by 65 minutes. And Odi red card now. I think Odi red card
69 minutes about 4 minutes.
How many minutes?
2 minutes.
About 4 minutes.
And the say how many minutes?
So almost 2 goals no under 6 minutes.
It's on the time no di red until 90 minutes. Now how many minutes?
Yes. So
you give your team a chance. But man say
but we saw
you were losing.
We saw Madrid getting red card
against
Jackson. What are you talking about? But you cannot add it. I make us say. But Chelsea against Flamengo. Should that be a match?
Match say Madrid no na 0-0 nti no who defending na who ba e approach out the bed or the beko say Chelsea ne Man City come Newcastle na 0-0 obi ehun say second half no Chelsea approach and the approach was different. What I say we no na den na 2-1 na odi red card until you are losing but Madrid no which Madrid game no they defended no more hit on the break.
Yes.
Because no more 0-0. So 0-0 there then we don't need to open up. But when before Udi red card na 2-1. And yes you person you take so you have to
right now
you put help your team.
Concluding what I want to say is that with Mikel Obi that scapegoat in seminar oil. It is time say Obejai sebi sansem hunu no oil. It is time to Obejai sansem hunu no because in fact Uyi for the past 20 years. Uyi Drogba. Now he did Drogba anywhere. We need any striker better than Nicolas Jackson.
Diego Costa.
My boy Drogba need Diego Costa. Tammy Abraham was never.
How many seasons of under Chelsea?
Tammy Abraham. Check Abraham no goals. Abraham first season for Chelsea.
Obi him say you have the love for
it's
Nicolas Jackson.
Who check Tammy Abraham goals for Chelsea in the Premier League? 2 goals. About 86 games, just 2 goals. Jackson is 2 goals behind Tammy Abraham goals tally for Chelsea. What are you talking about? Now how many seasons are we ball? Abraham bought 3 seasons.
Oh, 2 goals. Then I can say 2 goals.
Abraham bought 3 seasons for Chelsea before he left. What are you talking about?
And I say Abraham now who can say the after
you let me finish my point.
Don't accept mediocrity.
I'm not accepting mediocrity. Nicolas Jackson for numbers, bruh.
What is the numbers? This is a player.
True. You should
move on.
After Drogba, and did Diego Costa. Chelsea need any striker better than Nicolas Jackson. In fact,
but now
Alvaro Morata and everything about what I'm saying is, you can't confirm Dylan Delap about who scored 12 goals for Ipswich. Uba, you have people giving you a perception how they way for ST up. But yes, so you now fan call. I do say, what if Jackson was also in that Ipswich? So we don't want to do that. But as my can say, Mikel Obi should stop that scapegoat.
Vincent,
Chelsea can go and pick. Let me finish my point. What issue?
Listen, maybe Mikel Obi now or time Nicolas Jackson.
I'm see Onjai scapegoat. That's what I'm talking about. Anytime looks like he's attacking him. In fact, over this Chelsea team, there's no attacker.
But that day, Mikel or criticize even the goalkeeper.
Yes,
which I think the goalkeeper even. Oh yes, build up no. A different build up no. Will give you a lot of loose balls away. But goals here they share keeper no. But Ukraine were in a fault. But criticizing goalkeeper no say goalkeeper is not good enough.
The reason why criticizing goalkeeper is the ball distribution. That very day, open one gamer Sanchez ball distribution. Everybody was this game.
There was this game Suna Sanchez, one of the most accurate passes.
Most accurate. What is most accurate pass?
To Anameka say, you
what
see,
is most accurate pass?
You criticize
pass.
Mikel Obi statement.
What do you
Mikel Obi statement? Ni Chelsea ni Los Angeles. Jackson if him ni demeanor show say he doesn't want competition. He coming inside no.
Jackson
you can look at somebody's body language.
But it doesn't mean
he doesn't want competition.
Every player wants to play.
But one thing is
anytime I wear Chelsea game, Jackson won't die in my house and anytime they are in
that is the news.
That is the mentality. But the Ebema Obiasa read more meanings into it. And it's a game just 4 minutes and come and do this. I just say you are frustrated coming inside because challenge way on. Challenge way. One player and uncle be uncomplete because guy no all born is crying. That's a born a cut through. What I say? One cut challenge.
This player this was when he was attempting to touch the ball. Player in the 9 and Cambo. This contact now player in 9 Cambo. What I want to say is Mikel Obi pa no. Striker now all chest for fan. This player is not even ready.
Oh no, I'm fan but
he shouldn't anytime they are doing Omo Babayama Jackson escape goals. And that is what and I know that Jackson to me the kind of talent the kind of talent now or what NBBano Chelsea
list was send
so on bed blocking.
Say what you say. So me the man medical after Drogba and Costa, we should just help this boy. Yes, I'm making me point. I'm not making me point.
Who can't
Hasselbank?
I don't want.
Hasselbank is not even Hasselbank now. I'm talking about the early 2000s. Anytime they are, we say from early 2000s. I didn't mention early 2000s. Since Abramovich by Chelsea, they are striker.
When I make a say,
Bia, I am better than Jackson. And Hasselbank do the Chelsea hierarchy rate more than Didier Drogba.
And I make us say, Nicolas Jackson now boni dino. Okay, say Mikel Obi air bashing and he's bashing. Fine, Mikel Obi do baby I memetiano. He goes too hard on the ball. But do baby I no crano so.
That is the hash. I'm talking about say all you too hash the ball because I don't want
No, Nicolas Jackson.
Oh, yeah, my boy now is scapegoat, and that is
we my perfect. Nicolas Jackson say Premier League and commercial banning.
On be banning no.
Share. Look at you. Share. I say what train we lose ball no here. We lose ball no here.
One year na dream post of
we don't have to be even this red card. Medical condemn me.
And your condemnation, condemn the player.
But I'm talking about the scapegoat now.
And the scapegoat now.
You can be easily.
And the players need red card.
Oh, there.
Young games are players need red card. I'm not saying Medical can say the player. The Chelsea board
top team and striker about 4 matches. 2 yellow cards. Or more yellow cards than goals in 2025.
And also goals than any player be our Chelsea, any striker be our Chelsea. So what are you talking about?
How many strikers the new opportunities?
How many strikers? What are you talking about?
If the likes of Magui,
they will also do. I'm asking you, no striker was Chelsea set up be only Bobo Nicolas Jackson. A fact.
Into one fan now.
Obi any holding Bobo. It's not my extended contract. And I make 3 years.
The right time will bring.
There's no right time. There's no right time. And I'm asking the boy. We have to help the boy improve.
Obi any
but also mentality because this kind of red card.
Like on a serious.
Say Jackson attitude way me say Premier League. Ohuru akuti obi. Ya ma me say 5-match ban. Na say new player eye ebia Magui na say the lap start say or bangi in the goal sir. Will you be happy say as a first team and as a first choice striker? Will you be okay say Obietu? Will you be okay? Me fan say ebia next match against what Esperance. Na the lap about hat-trick. The following match was Shabia 1 assist. The following match I feel what returning. Do you expect the coach to take a player like that out of the team for you to come in? I wanna maybe say something. Say, also we need to help him develop on the other. And we develop as over ball. Now, she said 3 match now 3 matches. Now me say the next game against Esperance, the lap was 2. The next game was 1 assist. The next one was quarterfinals. Was share maybe a winning goal. Now what returning? Do you expect the coach for the semi-final? Do you expect the coach to bench a player like that and allow you to play?
So the thing is, no coach be anywhere or benchy striker or form. And one Jackson, he won't be happy.
But won't say. Won't say. A banisa.
Yes.
On one eye.
Yes. Of course, anytime I can say, or no, whatever is
okay. So would you to say?
That's what
would you to me Sadia? Would you to me Sadia?
I'm criticizing about.
Who can Sadia?
I'm talking about. I'm not about
praises now. Yes,
sir. You are not getting my point. I'm talking about the scapegoating.
He's the next better player.
Of course, now why?
And I make sure say you are giving him praises on something.
Some facts and you know, say it's not praises. So, make sure about the potential the boy has. That is the problem he has, and we as a club, we have to.
I'll say, boy, and I make us say
that scapegoat anytime they are making it doesn't.
It doesn't. Comments. Did you watch the show now?
Always, scapegoat is
competitive. Perception. Me share show. I heard what he said. The only thing that Okaya Menia and Jung he's saying, stupid. That is wrong. Apart from that, be Okaya be against Jackson was right. Because you can't come into a game. When him set time, Omo Bejina touchline. Not Chelsea. 1-0 up. It's not the Omo game. I know what say. Coach ni Ojidio Muno San Cast. Coach be wa. You better go. Best sunny changes. Omo mobile. Into Obana be causing the say ya. Kaisa Mares Kanaka he's under pressure from a lot of Chelsea fans. Into Obana be say ya. You put the coach into problem. When your first time, when your second time. So as a player, time Yambeka say. He's a very good quality player.
The intention for this particular attacker, na him a buffon. Yes, a player you can get a red card.
Rico Lewis red card no.
Yeah.
Okoeba do baby to move with Tianipa no. Onya obetwe ne 9 bont me. We o share that.
We o lose ball na no or the in normal sense I was a right no crown and I was anchor or the call ball no. But the left no send be obenya a player no. Well, let's see how the team will overcome overcome this. Maybe I do moment share issue kakra because time no baby I do na to me fa or sinembra. Kumasa Sante Kotoko the players be asked to transfer. Now last time na ye editorial wa ha ye can about the fact say player like Sheriff Mohammed if he steadfast ane Fatah Shakuna na about the same team na Kotoko fan a young player oba ya no be fit into the team. He was basically the backbone of Kotoko team League under Ogun. cause na mudasi rumu ohoni adea. The only player coach need to man ball right back, to man ball left back. Anytime be a coach in person or your dynamics be a on film be no. Maybe a kotoko da feme kaba coach ni here another attacker. Then we push a yes Sheriff dinaba right back. No be a right back a film. Or be born pepe e be wa left back. No left back a film. No na question or be born kama. Boom film war proper number 6. Eno wo team no mo. Ehu de ye kotoko se omo mpani biem coach ne se omo mpani biem. Eno omo ko form di sika 1.6 billion 160,000 Ghana cedis. Omo di call Legon cities. A player no agi team ne sin na so. Midfield anko first time kotoko no o first match na betre se obetima gba na ntumi mo. Sheriff Mohammed first game omo call Dubai obie hu boy na osikai kotoko onya material abrante ne bobo no 2 years no boy no bom obie hu say yes abran onimbo ne bo ogum pamo no eno wie no mo de 160,000 Ghana cedis 1.6 billion ekofa abrante friend tenedu a usina ka de Legon cities oko fa tenedu ne baya sa 160 billion 1.6 billion o cedis no now we 1 billion na nke betime tua Sheriff Mohammed no eka almost 6 years Sheriff Mohammed no se opeden 6,000 so den say 5,000 so 6,000 cedis obi a obebo kotoko a obi ehun ti akwa we kotoko ni moja afa also oji 6,000 almost mo mfama but so your calculation na 6,000 na betima cover be 5 to 6 years but what kotoko rather did was that omo giant omo akoko be there one of their key players ogum key player o midfield na even anya Agadas because season started na Agadas to bench na muda yin na started a chance na Agadas warming himself into a kotoko team ni mo omuja Sheriff Mohammed ne kwai mane koy ni replacement Tinedu na omode opimso sika 160,000 Ghana cedis ekofa brantie we de ne ba team ni mu no omuba no mama na mo because oba no na player ba kwa pick form anaja oma ne ye den oma player ne ye boy so we competition na o de ba no ena ma old player na wo no no then I pick a form. Now season na be we here. Amo the player we have to transfer. Player omo turn just a season. Oba here no. Onya playing time untimi assessing here. Boy ni nya best 5 matches continuous. Waka say 5 matches here dem akwa we ye hu ni ye. Onya bi mo. Abrante ni nya bi mo. Omo bo ni ye hu say onimbo ana onimbo. Koto company for ampene omo anye omo ama brand na anye den amo and then the thing say opim so 1.6 billion o cedis no mo de cover brand we feel Legon cities no omo the player we I den omo terminating the contract say on call free it player na omo de ne buy so omo replace kotoko akoko be de no just 1 year wakwa kan kotoko akoko be de no ewo outside the club. So you ask yourself, say, Omo club anymore. How are they managing the club? Is it that opim sosika na akwese say chance aba opportunity aba because the more you are signing players because over a government more the more you do procurement the more you get your cut. More tonyama no na more amoye and no be na wokotoko na because it doesn't really make sense play about just 1 season. And 1 season no coach no dey on buy na onya the best out of them no mapa mo sa coach no na mo dey new coach ai na ba new coach ne buy na kat say 4 matches so say any FA Cup it or under pressure to want to me nya try and error bia it have no ba benya pre-season no player na munya gidi woni mu say onimbo boss Sheriff Mohammed nti mo kwa kofa no with 1.6 billion cedis mo kwa kofa na ba no just a season mapa mo player no. What sort of management style is that? Why are we doing this all the time? Like I'm saying, is it because your pimswosika and opimswanya di opimswa beka eba be bisamo ense santino ene opimswode billions na saba biamuntino opportunity about young pam players no ne yesa kotofo from ra anyi ya ne yesa pam wo ne yesa kotofo fraba. Is that the way we handle a club? Is that the way we manage a club? I don't get it. Tine do sacking, I don't get it. I don't understand. Now almost say Justice Blay say your management are omonim omo left any omo righter. Justice Blay a player bia. He's an embodiment of the club. He's the only player who can transcend the Kotoko spirit into any new player or better team anymore. If Mudrin say, Ebia baby edun na ho de na bafem to going forward moon to me enye we are. Ebia under 20 team no. Mo betimi amana ya assistant coach. Mo betimi finance boy way ni coaching course. Mo betimi ni opemso akase se abranti we wo be som yen. Enti e pese ye de ni ko UK no ko sua coaching. No de ba no be boa club no. Because this guy a true and true Kotoko. And from the very first day of back Kotoko Shekotoko Jeseno, he has never looked back. He has always behaved right. Until Justice Blay wants some da. Now no yomo pamoni and crofo raise concern. And he had to say Kophobia or my dream yajuma a church or no san go betima was abona no bono. Kobetima was abono almost or no san or more 24 unti the other. Justice Blay is not like that. Justice Blay players all believe say baby edu na ho de na bafam enti ontumi nya de enye ya. You keep him around. He's supposed to be part of the assistant coaches. Backroom staff no was so your part. No ni rule ni say players on beba no be more orientation. Because look, the akopa for no omo time in net difference wom. Omo time no bona no mo bono. And you different from today. It is a okaso akopa ma me orientation a very difficult. Player no beka say dey na okay because the old things no beka a very new to the new player. But when a modern day Kotoko player or a modern he has played a Champions League, Confederation Cup, he has won the league, he has won the FA Cup. He understands the culture, the tradition of this club. The best thing you obey yediama boy when say, look, catch and say, ye pese ye ko catch up him so. Na yama okoye coaching course. Upo the end ye pese oko UEFA. Na okoye UEFA license C D we ni bi. Say Ireland and say Germany and say we are. Na mama ma finance na mama na ko. Okoba obeba na na djuma da ho. Na oba be boatim no. This is what we do. But you terminated the contract and ya catch essential for omone the vehicle of distraction that me beka wa say omon fa to abontin say ono monsa oko appetite ba na okoto nsa nom no wo no uko oso ko ye den ana hunso ko no monsa. Now two strikers Mintani Eduku Samson Eduku January you missed a year no mo for mobile you. And I'm for mobile no too. The idea to go and bring those two strikers in the crowd say mo amudi team 18 na was ya pamu mu nyina. Because Kotoko had a year two strikers who were doing so well. Kwampoku ni ayi Agogo events ayi Amwa. They were doing so well. So why do you have to go and bring another two strikers? To come and do what? And I'm saying January, most terminate my contract. Sir Isaac, you say, very good striker. Boy, we Opio shared from New Dibiase to a year. Do you understand? He's a very good striker. But we too quite. Oh, and wasaba. So a year, almost air, the air adjust here. I am difficult because sometimes I won't believe it's all my life in no Ukwa Bruchira. I was so make it. So one make it the disappointment here. They are doing now. you need to take them through certain psychological training. For mura we mo ti asese chale enkechi. Obetima my example player we call your sabai and obe launching the career. Kotoko no abon obetima use kotoko the abo blasters. You now the iden o dey encourage you. This Samson Eduku Oshekli go against Bibianu Go Stars. The last kick of the game and now was like a Makotoko de leg. And a referee we are Kotoko. These players, almost distinguish your more league in so many more on the ball, or more experience, or more quality. Next year you are going Confederation Cup. You need certain quality, and at the same time you have to compete in the league also. You need a big squad. It's the wabana. I feel na what team no culture, philosophy, ni bibia so fanning for orientation. So it will take time, especially some mobile and so no one be two strikers are. So very very difficult say. Obeman opportunity because kwam pokuni amwa bono mo bono. Esoni but oko next season no because of say another competition ababe count, that is Confederation Cup. So ebia you need kwampoku any mintano ebia experience Confederation Cup, then you need other strikers no a league ni any FA Cup, because in this case untumi nga say we ignore one competition because unim competition obetumi ade all of a sudden ye pamo sakoto new players and yes omo out to put na for quality the ababeka wo omo league ni mu na recycling omo san league ni mu na omo ba na omo pamo omo ba na because if anything to go by tenedu no ya de Maligon City also nya de wapamo no o sa ko fa another player no league ni mu de guarantee be na chances and player no ba no betuma abo. What is going on in Kotoko? And me, from where I sit, it appears we need to do procurement to get our share. It's as simple as that because it doesn't make sense. All the twins in Yaso about Kukuren will make sense. So from the premise I made about Nana Pinkrao and Sheriff Mohammed. I know Nana Pinkrani Sheriff Mohammed, a key player at the Ma Ogum. The contract end ye. More to me extend it. And a modis kakaka kakofa player so me replace no. Player na modis kakaka kan ko buy sasikano. Na kan betima service 6 billion. Mo betima service 600 million old cedis. Na mo betima service 600 old million cedis. Na mo the 1 billion no. E dey aye wages for 6 years. It which means a woman 2 years cry can make me the half bet. Edia but mo a whole man in the new player. Edin buy new player league now mo nyina boy no. The most mo extend the contract no. E boss no. So what are you people doing? What are you people doing over there? Kotoko style ben na muguso mo run club no. Ma for Confederation Cup. Ma for enable club World Cup no. Moseso mutipenko adana me ka say Ali tima Ali strong o wiase mpa ye Kotoko no obi bizam say na Kotoko no e na Kotoko no mu nim, you don't know the history ntia tima Ali strong o wiase mu e Kotoko mutipenfo bo enanu Mamelodi Sundowns winning one match saying $2 million unye winning one match paying crying $2 million. Now they have opportunity to qualify for the next stage. On next game, if they are able to win or even get a draw, a possibility to make my qualify come on him. That moment ni omo. You are still here, recycling, sacking, recruiting, sacking. This time they want to make us Chale, Sesiano, left back nina, ye probably replace no. And as a goalkeeper no, is a goalkeeper your mama nakui. Blasters will be our Blasters goalkeeper. More call Confederation Cup can be here no. Odi also no call more pay replacement. Mapa no. Left back no. Ena the all on your back plenty or some you be back and one map quality one back the other back. Right back no. The O'Brien no or no call Agua Cotena Fiache. We don't know how he's going to recover near the day. te bia mbenya ba ku bia den versatile player bi dia ba ba den eno na ma Sharif Mohammed no ye important no because Sharif Mohammed no anko betumi a den e replace abo two no kama e dia ma ho. Look at what you people are doing. Mo hwe de mo ye mo po de mo nya a situation na opemso na e fund club no mo nya se opemso na e fund club no just take quality decisions se na be ya sika na opemso de she team no mo nfa so be ba so no. Look at what you people are doing. Yen sake because opemso nim say be recruitment. The first say opemso ka say be recruitment doesn't mean say sika banti no no say was say recruitment because recruitment sika banti was say recruitment. No, you don't do that. Sometimes players ni be a war crown. Sa recruitment sika no pon. Ultimately the two music salary no so kwa poku ni agogo ni sa we bon no mo bon na no din. Eti u betuma extend the contract. Men term the contract mu ansa na. Because kwa poku no yes our friend blaster so ko boy. It is scout ni ade o mo hwe sa nyama we nyina. So say recruitment sika ba eno ase sa sika we ebi ase sign no fia. Mama na kakra bonus we bi say sign another 2 years ka ho. It will before na adwuma ba no so no 4 years. It you can keep that quality player no the next 2-3 years. Agogo no bo no obo no wa kire so ekotoko material. Fan salary ni bi ka ho. Or just 6,000 fan ko 10,000. No one man sign 2 years, 3 years aka ho. The first say your recruitment it doesn't mean say I was say your pamu players. Now you kofa players but January your players now kofa mo a terminate mo contract no. It doesn't really make sense because who na your team no hide. Acha no. You need time to succeed. Mo you have time to succeed. I am for mobile here. This mo second season anamboa. Mo second season here. Afina mo FA Cup. So you needed time. You needed time. Mapamu coach, akofa another coach. Dinaba, my ye changes technical and then say much such as anyama just to get it right. So I didn't know akofa play aba. If you place na akofa mba omo position na omo ba bo no. Omo boys the omo wo ho no ma ebo no omo bo mo hu moden pa. Anye se omo san no aka se omo ba no the omo wo no no mo be replace mo ntumi replace omo nti no ene ye terminate mo ko. Omo beto omo ba no omo ba no e be give hard competition at the amount. Sometimes players be present keke etumi ma player be set up. If you people don't know, player be perform just a ultimate keke de ma another player crowd because kwampoku nim say chale eduku ni we no omo ye good mintano omo ye very good strikers ma anya wado mbetumi agogo no nim sa eti obeyiro and that is what the team needs. The also te bench no say chale akoyi performance idi be me na tu no ene o se me so me yire me ho to bo say da we be pra we ba be show no na we so bo goals no. That is how we create competition. Pamu 2 players no asa kofa another players abamo mo so ba be understand ana another players na kofa mo kofa mo ba so mo na metu kwam boku mu ne ayi mo because you are not giving these players chances. No one can say ya mom chance na mo ntumi an dan ye eduku Samson eduku chance amode man o she clean goal and a referee robe no. It are you saying say mo ko form abaso metu kwampoku ni we no man ntumi antu o man ye be pam o man na. Please let's learn the modern game. Abrofo ne kra no mo wo mbi bia kra no players ball mo nya botre de mo they give them opportunities, they give them time. Asa no ma pam o mo de ye na time dodo kotoko de ye na time dodo yense say waste kakra yense some we are too predictable. Because in say January mo besa pamo na makofa beshem season end we are mo besa pamo na mo sa kofa beshem sa na hate him for
yeah listo. I think say about no kotoko recruitment no money man. Sometimes it looks like the club doesn't have a clear project or a plan. Even if you look at the Kotoko goalkeeping department, when Danlad Ibrahim by Unya national team call up or Kobaya and I started to say Benchy Danlad at the Frederick Asari so Unya national team call up on so Kobaya and I started to say Benchy boy no at the Kamara Ababeda. Now Frederick Asari is leaving the club. In fact, Felisana ne kwa ware ya yesi.
Yeah.
Kwa ware into so you are benching no.
Yeah.
Yes. So as a club now, it looks as if they don't have a clear plan. Now the thing is, football at least will be on the we have scouts, we have sporting directors, we have coaches, video analysts. People are almost forming up the technical team, and we have the playing body. In fact, the playing body no. Obia suka on the oh yeah. You have somebody to be keeping the post. We have someone to play defense or more about midfield. So Obi on the Jumoye. So at the moment, if a club wants to buy a player, it goes through several channels. There's right now sporting director or more technical director or more director for one other people are more under, and I'm saying so the youth coaches are more also reported to the technical director and other staffs. For a club to buy a player, it means that it go through processes. It go through from those people on best scouting boy, you know, able contacting the coaches, the technical team make pages. So the moment a club will buy a player, then the player comes, the player need new opportunity when deliver. It means that almost scouting player no equator player in the buying in the first place list of my day, they failed.
Yeah.
Player they failed to buy the player. Now the thing is, when they were buying these players, were these players fringe players? They be a normal ball. Free agent for man. These players were playing at the highest level, and then you play be another about team a starting lineup. Now, checking Omar Kotoko, 18 minute contract. These are players at least all. They are players that most of them couldn't even enter into the first level. They are say 2 players per, and I know more boy because Frederick Asare started the season and halfway through the season, I think Onya no could be prior and a Kamara. That's all. And I have way Justice Blake this season about almost games be over bench be so start here.
Yeah, latter party who say
yes. Like any company no free bench back up or he or making impact, so he was an integral part of the team. So right now Mama and I are clear that the player is not part of your coach Karim Zito plans for next season. I mean it happens. Now even Blay and the Kotoko management, they are still finding ways and means of how the termination of the contract. Either they are going to pay the remaining number of months, years, and as a Kotoko will pay that 3 months. They are still negotiating that. I don't have problems with that, but maybe you shouldn't say every season we see Kotoko buying a lot of players, and the following season, almost half on 80% of the players are buy a breakthrough. So what kind of business is the club doing? We've seen clubs elsewhere buying players for 20 million, or the player meeting the expectation. But yes, or more player in go.
Yeah, man, you
get yes.
Now
you get something from it. But now buying Tinedu, for instance, for 160,000. Or the number Tinedu couldn't break it through the Kotoko because you have quality players, and that is how if a club now person competing for trophies, you also when you have quality players now. A couple of Chelsea fans and Brazilians are even complaining about how Andre Santos hasn't played a single game because Chelsea has quality, just for quality in the midfield.
So you need to fight.
Check Manchester City. The kind of players they say Foden, Crampono. If people are doing projections for next season, they don't even add Phil Foden. This is a player 2 seasons ago. He won the PFA Player of the Year. PFA Player of the Year. Last season, he's nowhere. You kind of wants him. So it happens. But does it mean that say Doku and Asami City are Fanaba? Now that when Timmy breaking through the team, are they going to terminate the contract for free? At least get something, get some value. But they Kotoko sign player. Now in 2-3 seasons, na player no. That is the reason why most of the players, some no me break it through no come 1 year. They don't extend the contract no because they know that the club and how you run your club no. I say
you don't know when you'll be sacked.
Yeah, far Adrian Papa ain't running club because if a purely football business, and the big clubs in Ghana you won't sign a player. And the following season, player named me ambo more than 6 games.
When 3 months.
When Tian break it through.
3 months.
When Tian break it through, it's no old terminating contract. I'm not free. But meanwhile, obey the player na colon. This is a player. Obey him not on ama other club. Ajika Kraso at the source for their to player. Now you spent money to buy this player. What terminating the contract? Now you don't have Skebia that whole. I think also very generate another money. We've been seeing the Premier League clubs and the La Liga clubs how balance on books. ɔtɔn wei kakra no de wei asɔso no de akɔ akɔgye wei ɛne Jared Kwanza nkɔ Bayern Leverkusen. Do you think that Leverkusen would have bought Kwanza, who is not even a starter at Liverpool, for 30 million?
No.
But let me tell you why they are buying Jared Kwanza for 30 million. Because Liverpool for no Aquacoto Florian Wirtz, Amato Jeremy Frimpong, they will add the boy in that negotiation. Young and separate deals, they never balance your books. So to me, I think that how the Kotoko management and the people who recruit the players know, they should know that every day be a Kotoko sign player 8. Players 8, players 10. Add that 10 players in your buy and you pump 8. It means that those people who did the recruitment, they failed the club. They couldn't get the right players or make me provide competition because who cover player and some man make competition will be all started. Now it's more than 5 games. It means that recruitment now okay. So we cannot even trust you say Justice blame on our power. You can even replace them with better players or make the current crop of players no more team no more a better competition.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we in some I can one because I wish as a club there, you say we are looking at auto play about team one. When you put there is a resale value so bit me so we release a player. Now I was doing a player we want be born home or the me releasing a another player about Shema. I said the club ne sign it. I didn't say player for no bano. There is that perception when the team say man corner man ya means to sign a bear me and about be idea my baby who ever Ghana Premier League no clubs no a year out of anything just out of fun so could play a player and you releasing. This is when the players in some more many that or more managers or more agents so more many that especially when it comes to contract talks. You who players ni be a come 1 year they don't want to sign because when him say BB say bet me out no. But I think it's something as a Kotoko for it's me taking it very serious, especially players on the beam. Won't me moving from a different team to a different team now hit the ground running. So who players at the tougher level of my ball, the likes of Fernando Torres, nobody same league in Liverpool, but moving to Chelsea, Nyamanfa, it took him time. Or my team Nibeji, the major trophy, I know that's the Champions League. Into do baby signing in players no more time. And when you say a good system, it means that this player no be here at this particular time they develop it. Obey here at this particular time they develop. Now coaching, no. One question I can person me find out say, do they even sit down with the coaches to analyze these players? And who say next season player we make here and I say me here because I say player and the beam no one perform pay releasing no. Ni akwa kofa for looking at spending without no even getting anything from the money we spent because I was spending 1.6 billion on a player. Now next season we releasing akwa spending another. It doesn't really sit well. So I think they should look at some of their recruitment. No more share the players they are bringing in a long term and answer just to fix a short term problem. That is something as well, especially going into next season or more African.
All right. Me and I me also no me person me call a kakra. Me ye kakra. Me tretia Botafogo ne Atletico Botafogo away win or draw. And Seattle Sounders ne PSG. First half win for PSG. Me code ne FDPY.
Okay, it means me was 6 odds match for Atletico ni Botafogo full game under 3.5 and a first half 1-0 win for handicap of 1 for Botafogo so be win the first half and obey me a draw and Sundowns ni Paris Saint-Germain win over 2.5 and a corners of 9.5 it was our game code no 9SPY MYBET.AFRICA.
Yes, so my selection for the day, 3 solid games. 2 FIFA Club World Cup. First game, Atletico ni Botafogo 4 game, a straight win for Atletico Madrid and over 1.5 goals in that game. Seattle Sounders and Paris Saint-Germain game, a straight win for PSG and over 2.5 goals in that game. And then the European Under-19 Championship, Spain and Germany. A straight win for Spain. Code no TDPY.
Okay. Right. Any addition ni besi nyame aduma ochra e besa ba na afedi akachin na